Hello, I'm James Fox, Head of Dispute Resolution at DWF Middle East, and I'm joined by Sethi, Barrister and Head of Employment at Littleton Chambers. Mo, what steps would you advise be taken to investigate wrongdoing?
Well, in my experience, James, in these kinds of cases, the smoking gun, if there ever is really going to be found a smoking gun, is often found in this day and age in the IT searches, in other words, in electronic communications between staff. And what the employer really needs to have in place is a good system of investigating the IT infrastructure. We're talking about employee email systems, their smartphone devices on Blackberries and other phones, any other mobile tablet devices they may use for the business. The Bloomberg messaging system that might be employed, for example, in an interdealer broking house. Telephone logs of calls, they'd be wanting to monitor movements of staff physically within the premises, their use of photocopying machines and things of that kind, if there is evidence or suspicions of them extracting confidential information in that way. But the key here is that the employer needs to have reasonable cause to carry out these searches, which can be quite intrusive of the IT systems. And they must avoid, crucially, what they really must avoid is breaching the implied duty of trust and confidence. So in other words, their searches need to be proportionate. And one way of ensuring that that occurs is to make sure that there is an effective, detailed, written IT monitoring policy for the employer, which has been brought to the employee's attention, so they know that it's there. And that therefore permits the employer to carry out all manner of searches. A perennial question in this day and age is who owns the LinkedIn account or other social media accounts such as Twitter. And a key step to take is really to have within your armoury access to a really good in-house, but even better, external forensic IT expert who's able to come in at very short notice, because these things happen very fast, to undertake and take an image, an electronic image of devices that had been used by the employee that's suspected of various breaches, so that they can interrogate that image and look for evidence of wrongdoing. So the key here we're talking about is locking down the IT systems and doing so, importantly, before then calling in the employee for an exit interview and interrogating them as to what they've been up to. Now, of course, if the employee is a fiduciary, as employees are deemed to be under the Law of Obligations number 5 of 2005 in the DIFC, they are obliged to spill the beans, not only in relation to their colleagues' misconduct, but their own misconduct. So, and if they remain silent, that's good evidence of dubious intent on their part. And then you might want to take other steps. Think about splitting team members. Think about offering incentives for team members to stay, maybe promoting them. They can take the place of some of the departed members. Try and turn the so-called turncoats in the team. But what you want to also be alive to is not potentially inducing a breach of any forward contract they may have signed with the new employer. So the key there is to really be alive to your own duties, not give the employee a free get out of jail free card, as it were, to say, well, you behaved so outrageously and intrusively that I'm going to claim constructive dismissal, and all your post-termination restrictions that you have on me fall away. The key is to be measured and ensure that you have the permissions in place to undertake what will be quite a careful but exhaustive IT inquiry.
Thank you.